So it's the end of the year and it is time to review what worked, what didn't work, and what I will be continuing on within the new year as far as my planning, my sketchbooks, and just the daily things that I like to do in my life to help uplift myself. First things first, we're going to start with what didn't work. Because those are only a handful of things as far as my books and journals go. So first things first, what didn't quite work for me that I had hoped would be a great boon is actually putting comic pages into my sketchbook. The first way that I did it was I put pages in between them so that way I could have sketch pages to work with. But as you can see, a lot of the pages that I put in, I think I turned out like 30, didn't work so great. So that is something that I want to try and figure out something new for myself this coming year to see if I just need to go back to a smaller sketchbook because this is actually quite large. I need to have a few pages set up that I occasionally get to. Rather than having so many, because 30 just seemed to be a little too much for me this year. The second thing that I had hoped that would work out for me, but it just didn't quite pan out for me, was my book slash game journal. I do like the setup of it. I like that I can go at my own pace for it and that it's not so big, but I fell out of it because of mental health, because of work, because of just generally getting busy with life. And so it became a little cumbersome to keep up with. And my routines changed a couple of times this year. So, which is not unusual, but it was hard to integrate everything into the same routine. So that is something that didn't quite work out for me that I had hoped. Thankfully, none of these pages are labeled, as you can see, with the specific date, only the 2000 mark. So I'll be able to come back and fill this in as I go, as I want to. So this will be a book that'll probably be in for a couple of years because there's so many pages. I'm quite sure how many pages it is because it doesn't say how many pages it is. But I'm guessing, based off of how thick this is, at least 200 to 300 pages to work with. So that's going to take me a little bit to get through. Last but not least, this one, it's not that it didn't work out for me, it's that my schedule changed a lot, like I said, and I'm actually okay with being in and out of this book a lot. That's what it's there for me. And I was in the book in this Hobonichi Weeks for a little while, and then I was out of it, and then I was in it again. So just as my routine changed, so you can see I have very cute pages that I set up sometimes, or other times they were just very blank, as far as like I would set up stickers and then not write in it, or I would write in it and then go back through and fill it in with stickers. As I do more work and get back into different routines, I suspect I'll be back into my Hobonichi Weeks for the year a lot, especially as I'm getting more regular with filming, since I know exactly what I'm doing this time, instead of the fumbling around that I've tested out and tried on here before. Now that we have gone over what didn't quite work for me, or things that I'm going to be tweaking in the new year, let's go over what did work for me as far as journaling sketchbooks go. So what did work out for me this year for sketchbooks is like smaller sketchbooks. This is not a surprise. I'm actually almost done with this book. I have 2 more pages to go, and it's not even fully the end of the year yet. So since I only have 2 more pages to go, I am counting this as a success. This only had 12 pages in it, and the unique size made it fun to work with, especially as squares. You can see that I have done some fun stress relief paintings in it. Nothing too high stakes, nothing that I'm wanting to put a whole lot of detail in, just quick things that I can wake up and do in the morning. And I loved that. That was, and this is a quick thing that I am doing in the morning, just before the end of the year, and to let go of the sketchbook. Since I've been in it, I say with quotes, for the sketchpad for a few years now, but it's really only been like, I drew this one drawing in it, this one gouache painting in it, and then I never picked it back up again. So I was determined to finish this out. Masterclass is not, or Master Touch, sorry, the Hobby Lobby brand is not my favorite sketchbook to work in. So that is something that I'm just wanting to let it go and be done with it. Next up, that did work out well for me this year is my sticker book. Specifically, I have been a subscriber of Sticky Club. Sticky Club has been a great boon for me, so that way I can make beautiful journal spreads, already have a theme planned out, and it's brought me a lot of joy this year in seeing what designs they have, getting stickers from creators that I absolutely love and just have not been either able to order from directly from their site, or be able to get their stuff, because some of them are in other countries. Some of them don't even offer stickers. Most of them offer prints, and as much as I love prints, I only have so much wall space to put up for their lovely art, so this is another way that I can support them. The club does their best to help support artists that they get involved with, and I appreciate them for that. Next thing that really worked out for me, that I got very clear on, that I'm so happy I took the time to do and be and make it to what I want it to be, is being in my Dungeons and Dragons / tabletop RPGs notebook. This is a notebook that has Tomoe River paper. That was a blank Tomoe River paper book that I believe it was from Anami paper, and you can see it's gotten quite chunky. This was over 200 pages. The original Nami paper book had over 400 pages. I ended up splitting it in half because I'd already been in the first half of the book for like 2 years, and it was just starting to feel really overwhelming, and so splitting it in half and then specifically making this my gaming journal really helped. And I pulled a lot of different stickers, stationery, pieces, paper, things that I've collected over time or that people have given me, and put in this book. A fun note is, like, I have old characters that I've drawn out for my campaigns that I'm a part of, and I occasionally draw out my maps, and I also had supported like Vox Machina and various other campaigns around the year, and would put the little extra bits that it's like, oh, this is really pretty and I don't want to throw it away, but I didn't know what to do with it, so I collaged them together and put them in this book. This brought me a lot of happiness and just overall joy to be a part of. I will do a proper flip through of this book very soon, because I think the way that I do journaling in here as a DM, as a player, is very unique and can help support other people in discovering what they need to do to keep track of their notes. So we'll go through that very soon. The next thing that really helped me throughout the year, as always, I've been keeping track of these books for 8 years now. That's a crazy amount of time to think about that it's been a part of my life, is the Hobonichi Techo, the everyday book. I love how I have used it for various things. It's been a big comfort of mine and my mom's to sit down and watch journal with me videos, see how people plan their things, just enjoy people collaging things together. It's been very soothing after such a hectic year. So I would like write down some of my favorite TikTok videos, and if I didn't have anything to put in, I would put in different little knickknacks and jig-jag, as a friend likes to call it, into this book. And some of it I used for list keeping, some of it I used for memory keeping. Not just some of it, a lot of it I used for memory keeping. I even got into the habit of drawing little daily comics to stay in the book as a regular part of my practice. I even like put sticky notes if I had random sticky notes. I definitely think I'm going to pick up doing the comic again in my new Hobonichi, and then of course just memory keeping. Like I went to the Enhypen concert and I put that in there, and we went traveling, or I started at the end of this year because I always struggle being in the book at the end of the year, to just keep a list of 10 things. And so I would just write down 10 things that were on my mind or was thinking of or that I did that day. Good, bad, everything in between. It could have been like a TV show that I watched, to, oh, I'm happy I did my laundry, to even like calls that I made, or, oh, there was frost on the car one day. That was pretty cool. We don't get a lot of cold weather here, or like really cold weather to frost up and ice up. So that is something that just gave me comfy, cozy feels, and I had a friend join in with me, and I will absolutely be picking this up at the end of the year. I mean, in the new year again. I'll do a proper flip through of this video shortly, soon, for you all to enjoy. Last but not least, the thing that worked for me, as always, even if I don't fill out the book completely, is something called My Year Dream Book. So this is a amalgamation of different questions, of different journaling practices, of different New Year's resolution kind of things that my mom has gathered together and made into a proper book that we run a little end of the year, beginning of the year walkthrough for. And we chose, each time we choose a word of the year, and my word of the year this past year was devotion, and it's always fantastic and interesting to see how that word shows up in my life. Each year it will always show up a little different than how I expect it to. This works. I'm doing it again. I know this one says 2023. I don't remember where I put my 2022 one. I recently went through it, but I didn't want to not do this video because I've been avoiding filming. Didn't want to forget that. So there you go. There is what worked well for me this year. Can't wait to see what works well for me this coming year. And I hope that I'm able to enjoy that with you. Thank you so much for being a part of this, and I will see you next time.